Gen Z, born between 1997 and 2012, is quickly taking over the NBA. The analytic generation, armed with the unique do-it-all skill set, unrelenting drive, they're changing the game in ways we never thought possible.
Every few years, got a new generation coming into the league. You know, you start to see the phasing out of the old faces and the phasing in of the new. We saw it a few years ago with the likes of Dirk Nowitzki, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan hanging it up. You know, the last of a dying breed. And they pass the torch on to the guys like LeBron James, Kevin Durant. But we're seeing a new phase of guys like Zion, guys like Ja, you know, a bunch of cats right now in the Gen Z doing their thing.
When you think about it, as much as things change, some things still remain the same, because we got LeBron in year 317 still standing as the face of American basketball. But who takes the baton next? You think Steph, Giannis, the Joker, they're all close to that same age. It's probably going to be someone from Gen Z. Maybe Zion if he can stay healthy, Ja if he can figure things out off the court. Maybe someone that's yet to enter the league. And there's some traits of these Gen Z guys, these Gen Z teams that we got to touch on. All right, we're not those older cats that just come and rail on the younger generation. There are many positives to the new Gen Z. One being financial savviness. We do not see those old cats that blew it all in 2 years in the league happening anymore, okay? And this newest generation are better equipped to navigate the online world. We grew up where anything you wanted was at our fingertips. And that extends to basketball. You don't have a coach? Go to Instagram, look up Drew Hanley. You don't have a trainer? Just look up a workout video on YouTube. Basketball was more accessible than ever before, specifically the tips and tricks that made the greats the best to do it. So there is no excuse if you're 6'5" and you got a basketball court 2 blocks away for you to not have some success.
Yeah, brother, I agree with you. I mean, everything you just said is facts, except for one thing. I think it's a little too early to say these Gen Z cats know how to manage their money. I mean, Lamelo Ball got the slime green Lamborghini truck. We can't lie. You know, these starting rookie scale contracts are a little chubbier than they were 10, 15, 20 years ago. But with that being said, though, I can't say yes, I can't say no, but nonetheless, that's got to play a part of it. But everything else you said is facts, though. I mean, the social media savviness, the ability to do everything on the floor. These younger guys are jack of all trades. And, you know, like they say, a jack of all trade is a master of none. But a jack of all trade is better than a master of one.
We talked about the good of the generation. Let's talk about some of the bad. One of the drawbacks over this generation is the mental toughness. Deemed the lonely generation because of the amount of time they spend online. Bro, we've seen that manifest with Tyrell Terry retiring after a year and a half in the league. Ben Simmons forgetting how to do everything that there is to do on a basketball court. These are situations that we don't want to clown on, but are absolutely happening for the Gen Z with more frequency than the generations before it. We're not going to put that all on Generation Z. We see people throughout time that struggle with mental health. But it's interesting when we're trying to look at factors that are remaining the same.
For sure, Gen Z's types off. It shows in the mental, like you said. It also shows in the game. No inside game, no post game. Very few people still shoot the mid-range, and most of those guys are NBA veterans. We touched on it earlier. Skill has increased, pace has increased, overall talent has increased, youth has increased. It looks like the NBA is getting younger as a whole, man. You look at teams like the Rockets, teams like the Hornets. I mean, we spoke about the Grizzlies. Throw OKC in there.
The league was at its oldest back in 2001, and that average age has dropped so far that 2 decades later, and the league has never been younger. The more experience you have, the greater salary you demand. That veteran minimum looking like $3-4 million, where you can get a rookie on a $800K, $1 million, 1.2. That's not the case for some of these vets, even if what they bring on the court far outweighs these young guys. GMs of today are obsessed, and I mean obsessed, with potential. It's not just what you could put in the box score. It's what you can put on StatMuse. It's what you can put on the analytic communities, bro. It's all about the shot profile more than the points per game, and it's getting a little crazy.
The NBA is filled with youth, man. You see it left and right, but it's still being dominated by the game's greatest. It's still being dominated by the vets. The LeBron James, the KDs, the Giannis's. You guys know who we're talking about.
Steph Curry, Klay Thompson.
Come on.
You're going to struggle to find a team that's won a championship led by a player under 28. 27 is the stretch. I think Giannis might have been when he won that chip. And Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they were good enough to get to that stage, but not good enough to perform on that stage. And that's a big reason why, bro. You need that experience, that confidence to go home, feel yourself. There are the anomalies. Luka's still going to come in year one and be that guy.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
for the vast majority, it's a young man's league, but it's an old man's game. That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. If you look at some of these teams like the ones we mentioned before, Rockets, Thunder, Hornets, Grizzly, how are these young teams faring in the league right now, man? They get beat up.
It's not looking good, bro. You could have mentioned a few more names. Grand Rapids, Westchester Knicks, because they're about on the same skill level right now. Those squads are trash, and there's a reason for it. Gen Z is not ready to dominate on this stage, man. The Rockets should be a G League team. If they give up one more 50-point performance, I'm gonna kick them out my damn self.
And the only outliers out of the teams that we just mentioned are the Grizzlies, who have a very, very solid veteran presence. I mean, they've got some guys who've played enough time in the league where it balances out a little bit, you know, but those other teams, like you mentioned, the Hornets, the Rockets, the Jalen Greens, the LaMelos, it's like these guys are stars. We know they will be, but they're not winning stars. Not yet, at least.
Yes, sir. So while we're still waiting to see who's going to take the face of Gen Z in the NBA, there's no doubt these guys are on their way.
If you guys like this video, really appreciate it if you hit us with the like, with the subscribe. You know, we're really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so that we can continue to put out this fire content for you guys.
Until then, guys, put some flavor in your ear.
Yes, sir. Oh, come on, Ty. You know that's me. Put some flavor in your ear.
I tried it.
No, you could do it too. But you got to put some more emphasis.